to Community Conversations. I am Queen Miss Ebony J. You are listening and watching 1230 The Buzz, your talk station on 101.1 The Wiz, 100.3 Cincy's R&B station, and 100.3. I'm so glad to be here with you all. I am Queen Miss Ebony J. My mission is to make sure that you know what's happening in the community, but we're not talking about what's happening. Okay, we are providing solutions. And on this show is when I bring in nonprofits so they can talk about the resources and the different things that they do for the community. And today I have in here with me Miss Tianay Amat, who is the president and CEO of Cincinnati Works. Hey, beautiful.
Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be here.
Yes, I'm glad to have you here with me this morning. And then I also have Dr. Rice Turpeaur, who is the Chief Workforce Officer at Cincinnati Works. How you doing today, King?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to have you both. You know, at Cincinnati Works, I know your mission is to eliminate poverty through employment. And so I want to first start off by having you both talk about your backgrounds and the different things that you do inside of the organization.
Absolutely. Well, my background started in public education. I was in public education for over 2 decades, most recently being with Cincinnati Public Schools. Everything from a teacher, principal, deputy superintendent, and interim superintendent. And I went into this work really being the first person in my family to go to college, started off in humble beginnings, was to really get out of my personal situation of poverty, breaking that cycle. So when this opportunity came up with Cincinnati Works, it was the perfect fit. So I was going through the education system to help break poverty, the poverty cycle through education. Now I get to do it through employment. I'm going to pass the baton to Dr. Turpeaur because he was my first hire as the president and CEO because we worked together so well at Cincinnati Public School.
Yes, thank you, Tianay. So yes, I came from Cincinnati Public Schools, previously serving as a director of HR, and prior to that, also a principal. So really have a passion for the work, working with young people and helping them out of whatever situations may exist for them. And of course, that is poverty, which kind of links up to what we're doing right now at Cincinnati Works. So when Tianay recruited me to this position, it was a great fit for me. Mainly my work as a chief workforce officer is really trying to help employers and our members find quality jobs. And it's about making sure that they're equipped, that they're ready, and they can find advancement opportunities through the work that we do each and every day.
You both definitely sound passionate about it. And I love the fact that you say you both have came from poverty yourself. And now we're able to see what it looks like to be that example. Can you share some stories with me on how Cincinnati Work has had an impact?
Absolutely. And we'll both do that. But I would say the most recent project we worked on together is partnership with AMIP, which is an Advanced Manufacturing Association, which is a bunch of jobs, employers who are looking for people ready to go into the workforce, along with CYC, the Cincinnati Youth Collaborative. So they work with children, students every day, exploring different career opportunities. And our work is to get people prepared, whether it's through soft skills, resume writing, and then providing support on site. We do coaching. So for us, most recently, coming through education, we knew there are a lot of kids who are electing to go right into the workforce. But the gap is they no longer have access to their teachers, their principals, their guidance counselors. So we formed this wonderful partnership with AMIP CYC to have the employers to bring awareness to the students, and then we provide the coaching and preparation on the job. So, and not only that, we also have this opportunities for our current members. So people who are looking to advance or change careers into advanced manufacturing. So most recently, we had our first graduation, a group of students who are now working in these wonderful jobs. I would like to give a shout out to Monty, Kroger's, are our biggest two supporters who have hired our current members and these young folks who are going directly into the workforce with the key is a livable wage. So that's some of the recent success we have had.
And great success. I mean, oh my goodness. How many did you graduate?
So this first cohort, I believe there were four students, and then we had 5 on site. So a total of 9 people who have received jobs in advanced manufacturing with a livable wage and are getting one-on-one coaching services for Cincinnati Works. Our next cohort goes through in August.
Yes, and we're going to have about 11 more people participating in that cohort, so we're really excited.
Yes, that's great news. Now, I know a job is just the beginning, right? I think that's one of your quotes or slogans. Yes. I've heard you said it before, I think in our last interview, the time that we talked. I want to talk about that because getting the job is one thing, but how do we keep the job? How do we stay motivated about the job? And of course, the money is the thing because you're making sure we're securing a job where we're getting great pay. But what are some of the other services that Cincinnati Works offer to make sure that we're able to maintain?
Yeah, so some of those things, I mean, really, we're there to support them and make sure they have career advancement opportunities. But with that also comes managing all the other things that get in the way of being able to do that successfully. And we know that, childcare, transportation, mental health, is a big one. We know that all of these can impact your ability to be successful on the job. So one thing that our coaches are really focused on is making sure that they're providing resources and support to help our members overcome some of these barriers. And, they're creating goals with these individual members, trying to figure out what are the needs and what are the barriers and how can we help you overcome those. They're making financial goals. Some people need to make a goal to buy a car. Some people need to figure out what they're going to do with their kid, especially during the summertime. Those are big, real problems that a lot of people face each and every day. And our coaches are creating customizable plans for each member, setting up time to sit down with them, look at their progress, look at some of their challenges. And then if there are barriers, reaching out to the community as well and connecting them with community resources to help them be successful on the job.
Which is very important. We all need a support system. Some people I've learned don't have that. So the fact that you all are providing that is the same. Some people need a friend, somebody to call and say, how do I do this? I just recently did a workshop with students. We talked about goals. They had no idea about SMART goals, right? Mm-hmm. So it's definitely needed. And I'm glad to see that you all are passionate about what you do and we're getting it done. We just graduated at 9, and we got 11 more coming through.
That's right.
That's dope. Talk to me, because I know this is not easy. The work that you all do, the people that you all serve is not easy. Talk to me about some of the partnerships that you all have, because I know without partnerships, right, we would not be able to make it happen.
Absolutely. I will start by saying, I want to be clear that we serve over 1,200 people a year. So the 9 and 11 is our new start to working with young adults.
Correct.
But we serve 1,200 people a year, and through some fabulous partnerships, we are getting it done and seeing the success of our members. We believe in the resiliency of the human spirit. We believe that our members have what it takes to be successful. But as Dr. Turpeaur spoke about, removing and mitigating some of those barriers. So we have partnerships from Dress for Success. So if you, actually, I saw you at Dress for Success a few months back, but our members go there if you need the clothing, but we also have a coach on site at Dress for Success. So women are there doing their resume, getting their outfits together, and then we do mock interviews. So just making sure that there are lots and lots of programs out here to wrap around the services for our members. So Dress for Success is one, free food bank store is another, legal aid. So the list goes on, and Ross can speak to a few examples as well. But I would also say a great partnership is with our employers, right? And we specifically look for employers who believe in their staff, who want to invest in their staff, and they want to provide a caring culture and work environment. And when we find those partnerships with the employers, then that's when we feel really comfortable with sending our members off to those sites so they can be successful. And that's where a job is just the beginning. It is key, because if it's not just about securing the job, we want to make sure you're in a place that care about you, that see you and value your work as a staff member.
Yes, I wish I could drop a bomb right now, because it's so important. You know, you can get a job, and I'm glad that you commended the people that you are in partnerships with and how they do truly care, because, you know, you can get a job and anybody can find a job that pays you good money, but a job that appreciates you, that respects you, that sees your value, that you can grow at. Oh, come on. Ain't too many of them out there. So to have those kind of partnerships at Cincinnati Works, oh, that's impeccable. Was there anything that you wanted to add, Dr. Turpeaur?
Yeah, I would just say that, you know, when we do look for partners, you know, we're looking for people that are paying very good for the jobs that they do have available. We've been able to partner with 56 different employers throughout the tri-state. Some of those employers are some of the top employers in the region, like Graders and Gorilla Glue, and, you know, Tianay mentioned Kroger's and DHL, just a variety of different organizations that are committed to providing opportunities for their employees to not only get a job, but to grow in that job. So, you know, a lot of these organizations have added coaching, embedded coaching into their sites to make sure that there is somebody there to really work through those issues. So in 13 of our employer partnerships, we're actually on site there with our coaches to support their frontline workers, to make sure they have the support, the resources, and somebody to talk to about whatever problems they're facing, so that they are more productive when they're at work. But we want to make sure they're productive when they're at home as well.
This is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.1 The Wiz and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. I am Queen Miss Ebony J. You know, Community Conversations is where we come to get down to the real. And we know employment is hard right now. We know people want jobs. Employers are struggling with finding great workers. Listen, Cincinnati Works is bridging that gap between, if you want to find a good job, you want to call Cincinnati Works. You're looking for a good employee, call Cincinnati Works. They can connect you. That's the partnership. That's the goal. And I'm so happy to hear that you have so many great and wonderful relationships with these great partnerships with these wonderful agencies. Can we talk about some of the barriers that members may face and how you all do support them through that?
Yeah, there are a variety. Each person comes in, we take them through an assessment process to kind of figure out what's going on in their life, you know, whether it be, like we said before, transportation, childcare, mental health, just about food scarcity. You know, these are real problems that everyone faces. So we go through that assessment, and then we sit down with them and say, let's figure out some goals that we want to accomplish. And some of them are short term, like I need help today. Some of them are long-term, like I want to be able to buy a house in the next 2 or 3 years. So our coaches are really sitting down, just analyzing, you know, what the needs are, immediate needs, long-term, creating a plan of attack. And then if it's stuff that we do in-house, we'll go ahead and start trying to solve those problems along with them. If it's something we need to reach out for community resources to help along the way, then we'll do that, but it's really about them really taking agency for themselves and making sure that they feel supported in the process.
The other thing that I would add is that we target specific areas and marginalized groups, being high violence areas. There's a lot of violence going on in our community, and we have the Phoenix program. And if any of our listeners know Brother Mitch Morris, he is out there doing outreach in the community. So our job fairs are in the community. Right. We have a wonderful program called Beacon of Hope. This is fair chance hiring. So it's inclusive. We don't care if you have a record. You are a productive citizen. You did your time. Let's come out and make sure you're successful and get you employed as soon as possible. So for us, it's really looking at the people that a community has overlooked for so long, and they are wonderful. They have so much to offer. So we want to remove those barriers. We want to introduce them to caring employers, and we want to ensure their success and help them meet the goals that they pick out for themselves. And that's what we do at Cincinnati Works. We don't discriminate. We want to think of ourselves as inclusive, and all of the people who have been overlooked, they can get a chance, a second chance to employment with Cincinnati Works. And I think we're the best at that, building relationships and ensuring that our members set those goals, and we're just there to help them.
Now, speaking of relationships, once we graduate from the program and then we get a job, what is that relationship now like? Is because I know you all require in your goal list to help us with long-term success. So how does the relationship continue?
We have lifelong members. So once a member, always a member. You don't get rid of us because you got a job. We want to know how you're doing. We want to know how you're advancing. We want to know, do you want to go back and get a degree? We want to know if you want to look at a different career pathway, an option. And if you do, how can we help you? And if you don't, hey, I believe in as you climb, you reach back and help somebody else. So do you want to come in here? Several of our staff members are former members. So they're coming back and giving back to the community through their work and their experiences. So this is a lifelong thing. This is, we say members, but it's really family members. We really function as a community and a family. And so you can't get rid of family, and you can't get rid of Cincinnati Works. So it's lifetime membership.
I love that. Now, I know you all do engage the community through job fairs, but what other things do you all do to engage the community?
We do anything and everything from cookouts to jazz fest to going into schools, parades. We have booths at different community organizations. We're at the library. We're all over, because for us, it's about being a member of the community.
Yeah.
We're not this outside agency trying to sell whole. No, we are Cincinnati Works. We are Cincinnati. We are the members. We are Price Hill. We are Avondale. That's how we see ourselves. We are members of the community. So we are everywhere. So anything that's important to that community, whether it's a parade, you may see us out there marching, whether it's a local school, a back to school event, you may see Ken Wilson out there with the table. If it's a barbecue that we're hosting, you'll see the flag up with Cincinnati Works. So we really try to do community events just so that people know that we are here and we are here with them.
Now, I know you all have an event. Y'all do barbershop talk. I know that's coming up. I don't want time to run out before we talk about barbershop talk. And I know a lot of your support comes from grants. but we also get a lot of support from donations. You all are doing something very unique right now with the bourbon raffle, and I don't
Yes.
have time to go out before we get a chance to talk about that.
Yes, absolutely. If you go to our website, you can buy a raffle. It's $100. It's called Pappy. I'm not a bourbon drinker, but when our development person told us about it, she said, Tianay, it's hot. People love Pappy raffle. So this is very exclusive bourbon. A couple of $1,000, but we're raffling it off for $100. We have a partnership with Cincinnati Magazine that's coming up on the banks. And that raffle will be drawn there. And so you can go to our website, look at our social media page, buy a raffle to enter into getting some of this very exclusive, expensive bourbon.
Yeah.
And Dr. Turpeaur, you got to talk to us about barbershop talk.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. So this is our 5th one coming up this year. It's going to be on July the 10th. It's going to be at the North Avondale Rec Center from 6 to 9. This is where we have real talk about what is going on in the community. It's a time to learn from sometimes our elders and learn from each other, and we just have conversations about what's going on. Typically, it starts off with a topic, of the day, but the conversation can go anywhere because it's real, it's what's on people's minds. So we enjoy those as opportunities to really engage the community. We have people that are young, that are old. It is just a variety of different flavors in that room. People have an opportunity to get a fresh cut and get fed. So it is a really, really good time.
It's a free event.
It's a free event.
And where is it going to be?
It'll be at the North Avondale Rec Center from 6 to 9 on July the 10th.
Make sure you put it in your calendars. Make sure you come back. It's only for the fellas, lady. They don't interrupt our women events. Give them their day, give them their time. Tell your husband, tell your dad, tell your friends, tell your brother, because we want to make sure that the men show up. They have something finally for themselves. Make sure that they know about it. We want to continue to pack the house. Thank you all for taking the time out to come talk to me today. How can we get more information about Cincinnati Works and what you all are doing?
Yeah.
Please follow us on social media. That is the easy way. And you can see some of the past events that we have done. Keep current on what we're doing for the future. But I think our social media is a good way. And we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, and we have Instagram. So 3 avenues there, or you can go old school and come to our website, CincinnatiWorks.org.
Thank you again for coming by.
Bye.
Thank you for having
you.
us.
This is Community Conversations on 1230 Buzz, your talk station, 101.1 The Wiz and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. Make sure you stick around. More Community Conversations is on the way.